Hey everybody, it's Tommy B from This Is the G Podcast. We're taking a little break until January 11th, so while you're enjoying the holidays, we're dropping special rewind episodes. Make sure to hit subscribe on YouTube and follow on TikTok. Again, hit subscribe on our YouTube page and follow on TikTok, both at This Is the G Podcast. Happy holidays.
This is the G Podcast with your host, Tommy B.
Oh, yeah, welcome to the show. Got to say welcome to Miss Shirley Jones. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Yeah, for jumping on the G Podcast. Yeah, you are a friend of the show. I got to say that. You're a friend of the show. You're my neighbor.
Yes, we are.
No, but really, we appreciate you. Definitely, and first and foremost, a legend in the world of R&B. A member of the iconic Jones Girls back in the day, 70s, 80s. A true survivor as well, having overcome many challenges in your life, including the death of your two sisters, Valerie and Brenda. The new album, In Loving Memory, is dedicated to them. The first single from the album is a beautiful ballad. It's called When You Love Somebody. Let me real quick, I'll say this. It reminded me not only of, Do You Get Enough Love, your days with the Jones Girls, but, I was a big fan of the Jones Girls and the Hutchinsons. You know who they were.
The Emotions, yeah, my friends.
So some of those notes you hit and some of that, some of the, within the song really reminded me of both. So definitely a great tribute to great girl groups and great singers. So the single is When You Love Somebody. So excited to have you on the show to talk about your music, your career, your life. Thank you again for joining us. Thanks for taking the time. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me, Thomas, always.
Yeah. And I'm going to dive right in. Talk about the inspiration behind the new product, the new single, and the new album first, In Loving Memory. Talk about the inspiration.
The inspiration behind it was actually in 2017 when Brenda was tragically killed. I was a couple of months prior, she and I had talked about, I was doing Essence that year, 2017, at the invite of Mary J. Blige, who was having her first Strength of a Woman at Essence and wanted me on that particular show because she had all women that influenced her in her life. And a couple of months before that, maybe 4 months before that, Brenda and I were talking because Diana Ross was there at that same time. And Brenda had been out of the business and had been quite ill, and we decided, she said, I am going to come to Essence and let's go see Diana on that Friday. And then you're performing that Saturday. I said, yes, I'm performing. And don't be surprised if I bring you up on stage. She says, okay, I'm going to get myself together and I'm going to be ready. I said, all right, I'm holding you to that. Well, unfortunately, April 3rd, prior to July 3rd, when the Essence, she was hit by 3 cars and was killed tragically. I made it through. Mary J. Blige, all of them said, girl, you killed it, and considering everything that you had just went through 2 months prior with your sister being killed. Right after that, maybe early 2018, I said, I've got to do something. I've lost both of my sisters now and my mom, who had trained us vocally. I've got to do something to honor them as a tribute. And that's what I did throughout the pandemic. I was writing songs, getting songs from different people, putting together the In Loving Memory album. And the last 2 songs, this particular one, I had to go back to Detroit to use those musicians, and went back to McKinley Jackson, who started it all with us in Philadelphia International. The song had been presented to me by a talented, super talented singer in her own right, Michonne Young, a year before. say like back in 2022, she and her husband presented this to me. And I said, I love this song. It reminded me of Do You Get Enough Love?
Yeah.
One of those universal cross-generational love songs that every single person can relate to.
So let me ask you, I told you about the vibe I got when I heard the song. What was it like working on the song when you first got it, when you first heard it, and you went into the studio?
When I first got it, I listened to it and I said, I've got to do this song because the lyrics, with me being a lyricist, the lyrics were, when you love somebody, your days are warmer. I mean, your days feel a little brighter. The nights are warmer. But I changed it around because it opened with the verse. And as I listened to it, I said, it needs to come in with that hook. When you love somebody, really, really love somebody.
Yes. So
that's what I changed the song completely around. I text them and I said, I hope you guys trust me on this one because, I want to open with the hook because that hook is so strong. And I was trying to decide who I wanted to produce it with me. And I said, you know what? I need to go to Detroit. I need to get with McKinley and I need to get with those Detroit musicians on this. And that's exactly what I did. And hey, it's going. The overseas, it was released almost 2 weeks ago now. And from the vibe over there, and now it's hitting. Well, we're going for ads this coming week and radio people are loving it. So I'm excited about the future for this record.
Excellent. I'm here to tell you, you definitely went back to Motown, to Detroit. You can hear a lot of when I was here listening to it, that guitar, some acoustic guitar in there.
Anthony Booker on guitar.
Yeah, it's a very rich sounding song, and kudos to you. Let me ask you. You talk about the incident with at the event with Mary J. Blige and what they said to you. What are some of the challenges and rewards, being a member of a successful group like the Jones Girls? When you look at your career now, looking back, what are they?
The challenges now, the biggest challenge has been finding singers, which I've had now for 10 years, to give me that Jones Girl sound so that I can replicate and duplicate what we did in my live performances. That's been the challenge because a lot of times promoters want to book me as which is fine, the Jones Girls featuring Shirley Jones or Shirley Jones of the Jones Girls. And I let the promoter pick which way because I know the Jones Girls has that name, even though I had Do You Get Enough Love, which was, a #1 record. So that the biggest challenge has been trying to get the right situations with the promoters because people, I want to give people that remembrance of the Jones Girls, even though it's just me. I'm out there keeping the legacy of the Jones Girls alive. And that's been my biggest challenge because that's when people understand that it's just me, they're like, oh, okay, well, the Jones Girls. Oh, and then once they actually see the show, because I pretty much tell the story of what the Jones Girls and Brenda's death and Valerie's death throughout. And I'm steadily working because once they see it, but that biggest challenge is getting people to understand that it's not me, Brenda, and Valerie, for those that don't know that they have passed, but it's me out there with my beautiful, fantastic singers, keeping that Jones Girls legacy alive.
What about the rewards of that?
The rewards are when I see the audiences smile and come up to me afterwards and say, oh my God, I forgot you guys had did Dance Turn to Romance. I remember my grandmother playing that song in the basement on the weekends. I just love the man. Oh my God. I remember all those songs. You guys were such a part of my life. Thousands of them, to the point where my nephew and son have started clipping the people that hit me up on YouTube, that hit me up on Instagram and Facebook, they start taking pictures of it, of
Wow.
the different comments that I'm going to put in a book that I've been writing too for
Excellent.
during the pandemic. So those are the rewards. Just to know that for so many people, our music was such an integral part of their lives. That's
Yeah.
the biggest reward ever.
I can say this: that era was the golden era
Oh,
because you were
you
coming
know,
out of disco.
yes,
Um, FM radio was bringing in a lot of black music because at one point black music was only on AM, so you
right.
had a lot of black music on some huge platforms. So it definitely was the golden era. So I mean that's why I think so many people remember and so many people carry the memories. I mean, I've already told my story on a previous episode about Nights Over Egypt, so I'm not going I'm not going to fanboy out on you and start talking about that again. But yeah, it was definitely the golden era. Now, speaking of that era, how do you think the industry's changed since the Jones Girls and even people don't realize, it's hard to get a number one single, and you have a number one with "Do You Get Enough Love."
Yes.
So how do you think the industry's changed
Well,
for
the industry changed tremendously. Now it's, and most artists now are doing their projects independently because it's really no label or out there to put the monies behind it, especially for classic artists like myself or
Mhm.
legend artists, they call us. They're investing in these, teenagers and going that they can practically give in, a little bit of money to, and
Mhm.
it's streaming. Everything now is streamed. They're no, even though I'm surprised to know that just off of the RIAA and music data, the Jones Girls album, our first album, is now platinum.
Wow.
Nights Over Egypt is now gold. And
Amazing.
the At Peace with Woman album is now gold, pushing platinum. And so somebody's selling albums out there still, because I'm
Yeah.
waiting on my 3 plaques from those, because I knew that You're Gonna Make Me Love Somebody Else had gone gold, but I
Mhm.
did not know that the album, that first bronze, the Jones Girls album, is now platinum. So it's changed in regards that now it's streaming, and you get your reward and your money from your performances, which is right up my lane. That's what
Yeah.
I do. I love performing.
Good stuff. How do you stay motivated? We just came out of, you and I, talked sometime during COVID.
Yeah.
And the industry's gone through some tough times, and who knows what's next. I mean, we see a lot of content people who are going through some tough times, just like the writers strike in Hollywood. But how do you stay motivated through the ups and downs in the music industry and stay positive?
My motivation is keeping this legacy of body of work that my sisters and I did with Gamble and Huff, keeping
Mhm.
it alive. I've got to do that. That keeps me more motivated, keeping me this record, When You Love Somebody, getting it as exposed to as many people, because I truly believe that once people hear it,
Mhm.
and then the album is full of songs just like that, the In Loving Memory album, that love songs, I truly believe that when they hear the song, everybody can relate.
Yeah.
Everybody has truly, truly, truly loved somebody where when you think of their name and their faces, like my sisters and my mother and my kids and my grandkids, that
Mhm.
it just makes you feel so warm inside, and just to the point where you just want that feeling for everybody else around you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So you plans for the future for you for Shirley Jones, because
Hey,
you're still out there. You working it. I
oh,
mean,
I'm working.
I saw you doing the wineries, all the city wineries around the country.
Yes, and
You're in London. Yeah.
Europe, and I'm headed to Portugal and Greece next
Wow.
year, and of course the UK again. And I'm going to be in DC. I'm headed to Raleigh Saturday.
Mhm.
Um, and it's just all about working keeping that Jones Girls legacy alive, because I know I love all girl groups, especially the Emotions. And unfortunately for me, my sisters are no longer here. But that body of work with songs like You're Gonna Make Me Love Somebody Else, Who Can I Run To, Children of the Night, Dance Turn to Romance, I Just Love the Man, I'm at Your Mercy, Nights Over Egypt. Those songs I have to keep in people's memories, because I know from the feedback and from the people that write to me and send messages on Instagram and Facebook, that's music that there's still a vast audience out there that just loves that music. And I'm going to keep doing it for the sake of the legacy of the Jones Girls and my two sisters and my mom.
Very good. Very good. Last thing, we have a lot of different people who listen to the podcast, all different ages. What advice would you give to aspiring singers and songwriters? What advice would you give?
I always tell them, learn the business of music, so that, once that opportunity hits and you're out there, make sure you know what to do, so that once it's not as big, that you will be able to sustain and not only have a career, but be able to take care of yourself and have a life. So learn the business of music, and then practice. Be prepared for the opportunity when it presents itself. Because one thing that my mother, when she was training my sisters and I, we constantly rehearsed, we constantly practiced, making sure that our harmonies were so tight. That was some of my biggest memories with my sisters, is when it was just the three of us working on making sure that harmony was so tight that you couldn't cut it with a knife. It was just so tight, and practice that came from just a lot of hard work, a lot of practice. And when the opportunity presented itself with Diana Ross, we were ready. And that is what makes the difference. Learn the business of music and concentrate on your craft.
Excellent advice. Excellent advice. How can people get the new single? Yeah.
The new single is on all of this streaming, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. It's on all the streaming platforms, and you can see the lyric video that you did such a beautiful job. So many people are talking about that lyric video is just perfect for that song. Wow. That's on my new YouTube channel, Shirley Jones of the Jones Girls. Excellent. And you can always reach me through my website, which is shirleyjonesgirl.com. without the S on the end, shirleyjonesgirl.com, and Shirley Jones of the Jones Girls on Instagram and Facebook.
Excellent. The new album. Let me give you some more love.
Thank you, Thomas.
Oh man, Shirley Jones, the album In Loving Memory, the new single. Y'all go out and get it, stream it. It's already. Let me do something. I'm gonna check. Let me see. Alexa, play When You Love Somebody by Shirley Jones.
When You Love Somebody and Similar Songs on Amazon Music.
Yeah, it's there. See, I told you.
Apple, Spotify.
Oh yes. There you go. I knew it was there. But the new single is When You Love Somebody, Shirley Jones. Thank you for being a G. We appreciate you. We appreciate definitely supporting the podcast, and definitely we'll support you and let people know what's going on in Shirley Jones and the Jones Girl of the Jones Girls world. We definitely will keep everybody posted. Keep touring.
Most definitely. And I will gladly be on your podcast anytime. Y'all family.
Thank you so much. And I got to shout out because we have people in the UK who listen to the podcast. We have people in South Africa, all around the world, and definitely this is good information for them as well to go out and support your music. All right. Shirley Jones, thank you so much for stopping by. You take care and look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.
Oh, same here, Thomas. Have a great evening. Bye now.
Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow on TikTok at This Is the G Podcast. We really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening.